In a galaxy far, far away. Bring it back to the... Okay, so welcome to the show, The Force Always. This is an out of the theater review reaction to Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning or The Final Dead Reckoning. I cannot remember which one of the two, but this is the latest installment of Mission Impossible. Now I'm going to give you my straight off the bat. I'm going to give this film an 8 out of 10. Let me describe to you this film without giving too much away. Up until the submarine sequence, and then following all the way to the end, it's a slow burn, like lots of dialogue, just sort of, describing, explaining. It just sort of hovers. It was quite subtle in its not subtle, just quite monotonous, and just in a sort of a non greatly interesting way. I mean, explanations were to an extent fine, but it was just not providing some great entertainment. But then from the submarine sequence, and then there's this aeroplane sequence, and then there's the finale of the actual film, the conclusion. I thought it was so unbelievably well done. The story in this stunt action and how you would actually take after take, and as a camera person, as trying to the actual setup of the shot. The shots were so complex in its sort of canvas, in its look, in its positioning, and what was happening in the background. You would have to, in a lot of these shots, do these as a first and only take. I'm sure of it, because you cannot replicate this thing over and over unless there was many variations. But it really takes suspense in stunts to the absolutely highest level. And it's not the stunts. It's not about the stunts. The stunts has a story to it. Like, it just, without any words being said, there's just a story. Especially with the submarine sequence. And the aeroplane thing was, it's nothing super new about having a, suspenseful stunt action in aeroplanes. It hasn't been done for, I'm sure, a very long time in this manner. But it was, both sections were just amazing. Look, this film, I was a little bit, at the start, I was just thinking this film's going to be like a 6 out of 10. And it really just amped it from that submarine sort of thing. And the way the finale has in this film, it almost sort of says a sign-off for Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, or in movies in general. The way it was done, it was just a great send-off with Tom Cruise. I thought it was great. It is, though the submarine sequence is great and the aeroplane sequence action stunt thing is great, you really do have to sort of go through even a slow burn in those. It really does keep you captivated, I'll tell you. But it is quite long, and that's, to me, the most amazing part of it. So it's like, my God. I highly recommend watching this film, especially in a cinema. I was in a specific screen called, in Australia, it's called Extreme Screen. It's not like IMAX, but it's sort of plays off like IMAX. Had recliners in there. It was great. It was it was like when I bought the tickets, there was maybe 4 or 5 tickets sold. This was about a week ago. This is the opening night here, opening day, which is Saturday the 17th here in Australia. But it was a pretty full cinema. Like there would have been maybe less than 10 seats left in this cinema. But it is Saturday night here, Saturday evening. It has opened on a Saturday, which, that's a general social sort of night to do things. It's a fairly sizable cinema, a very modern cinema. But I just definitely recommend you seeing this in a big screen. It's great to see. You could understand the depth and the epicness of this film, on your TV. But it's a worthwhile thing to see it on the movies if you can really get to see it. Anyway, that is my movie review for Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, or The Final Dead Reckoning, or whatever it was actually called. Check it out. Just a couple of other things. We also, look, this is not really Star Wars news, but it's, a Star Wars perspective. I'm a Star Wars fan, giving good perspectives. The main trailer for Superman came out. I thought it was great. It really does show a more serious side to this particular movie. I am very excited for it. I had a bit of doubt. Look, I must admit, Crypto the dog, even though it's a fantastic, fluffy, cute dog, I thought the whole dog thing was it's still not really sitting well with me. But the actual trailer, the latest trailer is, or if it's the final trailer, I don't know, is definitely great. Check it out on there. And to Star Wars news, there's nothing really happening right now besides the after effects of Andor. It's still sitting with me still to this day. It's been 4 or 5 days since the days after the release of the finale of, the season, the end of Andor. You won't get any more than where it is, because it does connect into Rogue One, the movie it's meant to connect into. It's just great. And amazingly enough, just one sort of thing, I put my reviews up, especially 7, 8, 9, episodes 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, and 12. Before I saw anyone comment about those particular episodes, I put it out there, just sort of giving you my pure review and reaction, which is what I mainly do anyway. I don't really like to see what other people said to influence my decision. But it's one of these rare rare times that I completely agree with a lot of Star Wars fans, especially the hardcore ones, and especially the American fan base. There is a lot of similarities, between the hardcore fans and similarities, but this particular, 7, 8, 9, episodes 7, 8, and 9 in season 2 of Andor, and 10, 11, and 12 was almost identical from me and them. I don't think I'm completely different. There is definitely something, an Australian perspective that, and an American perspective that does differ. Like, I've just noticed this through, having friends chat and people who love Star Wars, people who don't love Star Wars so much. And there is definitely a difference, especially going to the celebrations that I've been to, which is Chicago, Orlando, and now Japan. And there is a bit of a difference there, but it was just great to see the Star Wars community, as it is, absolutely intense with, what's right and what's wrong, just really come to an agreement with this. I think the only people who's going to miss out on this are the people who really tapped out of Andor maybe in the first season, because it does drag. And it's sort of, it is a sort of a Star Wars series that is not so Star Wars in a lot of respects. So the hardcore George Lucas type Star Wars fans may have tapped out. I highly suggest really giving at least season 2, from season 2 the beginning. If you can just push yourself all the way to the end to Rogue One, because if you love Rogue One, you will love this. Way it just moves into that particular movie, story wise. Anyway, it's up to you though. I'm not gonna persuade anyone here to like or not like things, but yeah. So that's pretty much it for this time around. Until next time, my friends, keep rocking.